Good morning, everybody. This is TikTok. Oh, wait, hold on. Now we're locked in. There we go. Good morning. What's up, Wall Street plumber? What a dooski. Mm. All right. Give everybody a minute here to hop on. How QQQ feeling? About the exact same as it was yesterday. Maybe the only difference is the 4 hour. Um, yeah, I mean, we are under that 606, which is a good start to potentially moving down to my 650, but we'll see. Bro, waiting for class to start is like waiting for Christmas for adults. That's funny. Um, yeah, we'll go ahead and get this started here. So, again, just as a reminder for those of you guys watching this back, the Potterbox Workshop is March 1st. We do have a yearly discount out right now, which again, mostly for those of you who are been waiting for it and made the money to get it. So, other than that, go ahead and I'm trying to wait here for just a second so everybody can hop on. Wow. Oh, my Discord just crashed. Did everybody's Discord just crash? Damn, dude, my Discord just fucking crashed. Uh, if you want to sign up for that's on my website.
Do we have to sign up if we're already in the Discord or we took the class already?
You just have to send me something on Cash App or Venmo, whatever you want, whatever you
Can I
feel like.
send you some nudes? No, I'm playing.
Get this guy out of here. No, please don't do that. But I had somebody send me yesterday $4.20 as their reservation ticket.
I'm gonna beat that with $3.50.
Well, I think it was what they were trying to send with that message, but all right. So energy names for you today. That one dipped yesterday. I don't like that. Well, I think I looked at the one yesterday. All right. Russ, send me those screenshots. Uh, that's funny. That's actually really funny, dude. All right. So, one of the first things, I don't usually do this, but I do want to go ahead and read through some of these headlines here this morning to get you guys caught up with some of the things that could start to get these dominoes falling in the right direction. And starting with, of course, former Prince Andrew, who was ties to Jeffrey Epstein, was arrested. Social media giants are in the dock, and what is whoops, my bad. But yeah, he was arrested on suspicion of misconduct in the public office. The bullshit. The Epstein fallout continues to spread. Bill Gates scrapped a keynote at a major AI summit in New Delhi with his foundation saying the move was intended to keep attention on on the event amid renewed scrutiny of his past. Um, Foreign purchases of U.S. financial assets accelerated in 2025, led by demand for stocks and treasury. It's true, China did a lot of dumping, while Europe led the buying. Dollar depreciation obviously would have been helpful. Um, let's see here. I'm trying to skim through these because some of them are not really important. Where the hell did you go? Hold on one second. Did that email get deleted? Might have been. All right. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure that was the right one. AI's open backers are dispensing with fears about bloated AI valuations. The ChatGPT maker is close to a record funding round that could bring in more than 100 billion. People familiar said. But ethical fears about AI continues to swirl. Google's DeepMind chief CFO Demis Habbis pointed to two serious risks: bad actors repurposing beneficial technology in harmful ways. America would never do that. We would never. Nobody would ever do that. Um, all right. Wall Street crypto converts, executives and government officials gathered in Mar-a-Lago, which cost taxpayers a fuck ton of money because that's a you gotta you gotta rent those rooms. Trump's family, hosted by Trump's family crypto platform, underscoring how digital assets have become both a policy priority and a personal profit center, which is a wild thing to say when you're president. All right, so I'm trying to scroll through a few of these, but mostly one of the more important headlines, which motherfucking I don't know if this email deleted itself, but Iran is in America's targets again now. And Trump is basically saying that he is prepared. And yes, that is something that will directly, for a short period of time, affect the stock market. So that was really what I was trying to get to. Um, However, we shall see. So, and he said that that strike could happen as early as Saturday. And if I could find that damn fucking email, that would be delightful. I swear to God, this email deleted itself because I had it up on my phone, and when I clicked on it, it said that there was nothing there. Anyway, you guys got it. Now overnight, nothing has really happened. Yeah, in position and likely to happen on Saturday. Yeah, Trump is speaking as well today, so we'll see what the fuck comes out of his mouth. But 24-hour time frame setup on the cues here this morning, not much of a change. Um, we are still opening up in range. Hold on one second. Why is that not? Okay. Sorry, I'm multitasking like a motherfucker right now. So anyway, that being said, with today we are going to be on a lower time frame, observing price. Couple of keynotes here today. We are more than likely going to be long anywhere above 606. Whether or not that's something that you trade, that's going to be entirely up to you and your risk to reward. But here's the goal. The goal is if you are short, we're needing a break of 602.47. We have that first bounce at 678, but it is $600. We should expect some sort of reaction to that. Again, there are possible retests that could occur, but it's not like it's a mystery as to where those may occur, right? So this morning, right, there is a probable, highly likely retest of 604.93. Again, the first impulse move that we make is typically going to be reversed upon, depending on where that candle close is. But it is a punchback where the trigger to the upside would be 605.61. Target would be 608.14 if you are trading to the upside. You and Me by Monica is the song name. Now, 30-minute time frame. Obviously, we have this candle close here at 602. 15-minute time frame holds that as well. Clearly a bounce level. So in order to move through these levels and move through 600, I would assume that we actually really do need to see that catalyst or a catalyst or some sort of driving force to get us down there. Otherwise, we might be stuck in this pocket. And one of the things I talked about yesterday is being stuck in between two ranges. And that is I mean, we are very close to losing that bottom range, and that is kind of what I'm looking at here. But again, That previous overhead wall, that 605.28 retest, will kind of tell us a lot about what we need to know. But everything is the same as it was yesterday. Now, I did bring up and point out yesterday that there was a channel, and that would likely give us a drop. So if we do get a drop today, I see that 597.67 and 597 flat as a potential target if we flush. If we flush. And that is, I mean, I'm not in this for a baby move. I'm not into this to TP at 50%. It either works or it doesn't. I've done this now basically 2 times. Shorting the market, it either works or it doesn't. Take it to my target. So obviously, that is my goal if we do see that breakdown. I have not done IWM, no. Good morning, Leans. Boss Potter Napanud Mona Bayang jump shot ni John Cena. What does that mean? Potter, have you watched John Cena's jump shot? No, I haven't. God, I love this dude. He's like our jester. I don't know. Alex, tell your homie he's funny, dude. I don't know what he's on, dude, but he's funny. Got a question. Is that thanks for the gifts? Thank you. Goob wop. All right, now let's turn our attention to SPY, which is a little bit more red this morning here in comparison, but the box is still very much intact on the 4-hour. We are and have dropped into said box this morning. However, we have not crossed the catalyst to break it. Anything clearing and breaking above 680, 650, and we do have empty space, and a reversal would be in the cards. Don't get stuck on a bias. I'm not going to either. If I have an idea, I'm going to try it, but if price tells me otherwise, no bueno. Now, if we do see a drop below our pre-market lows, which is going to be this morning 683.45, the target would be first 681.40 and second, similar to the Qs, 679 flat. So, that's interesting. Anyway, that being said, you know, we are stuck under those sell levels, so price moving over those, and we got to look at that upside move. So, but it's an interesting day. It's in range. It is going to be more difficult. So those of you guys who are, you know, risk adverse, don't want to deal with this shit. You know, again, we are still waiting for the bigger break like we did yesterday, right? We waited on Qs for it to bounce before it popped up and moved into our target. So patience is definitely needed, excuse me, here this morning in order to execute this trade. You know, again, if you have a position and you are new, maybe an extra week on that would do you a great deal of good. All right, now moving on, IWM this morning, not really my cup of tea, right, as we are opening up in range. However, I do suspect that the tension that we are carrying right now is going to break, and that either happens today or tomorrow, but I do suspect that we are looking at a potential breakdown. Now, one of the key factors here on the 4-hour for IWM is going to be the fact, A, that it dropped down in and is sitting on that 50% mark from yesterday at 262.75. So identifying a target to the downside, the first target if we drop would be that 595.35. Now, there is something that I've noted here, and I want to, again, just point it out. Anytime I see higher highs or higher lows, right, I'll chart it out like this. And as you can see, we are still well within this uptrend. That can be subject to change, but I would keep my eyes peeled on 260.78. All right, so... and this is, it has been, excuse me, 261.30, sorry. That has been a very important level for IWM. Now, if that is lost and we get an expansion and the market heads down, that trend is also in play. So definitely an area where tension is starting to increase, and that break probability is also simultaneously increasing. So, Potter, will the workshop be posted on YouTube? No. It will be posted inside of the Discord it's hosted in for you to watch back whenever you want. I'll watch that another time. Should I quit my job and go all in on day trading chat? Dennis, I wouldn't leave that up to a chat. I mean, you could probably still keep your job. All right. Now, I will say IWM is possibly going to be a little bit tougher. But this is something I just want to throw this out there that I wouldn't mind just grabbing because due to the risk to reward and the tension that we have now. If I get one of these alerts triggering, I would probably look at or be targeting the 257 floor and 255 gap that is directly underneath us. Do I see NQ bouncing in the next couple of days? Right now, I'm short, my guy. And if you look at the NQ, even this morning, pushing off of that 20, I mean, where we're pushing off of is essentially where you could see that sort of reversal. Now, as far as bounce levels are concerned, we're pretty close to one. And if these are lost, no, I don't. There is a small uptrend that we've been traveling in. And once that breaks, it's official. So if we can get a bounce in the next day or two, then perhaps, yeah. I have a $80,000 cash account. That's what I trade on every month. I know nothing about this shit. Dennis, yeah, don't quit your job and go all in on day trading, dude. Don't do that. If you know nothing about it, take your time. Most people make great the choices they make in the beginning of their trading career can haunt them for the rest of their fucking trading. So, or be something that holds them back. Qs are heading down right now, baby. All right. So that is all three ETFs here this morning. Again, if you guys are on TikTok and you'd like to see um, the whole screen, you can go to YouTube. There's a small delay there, but am I buying? Wait, did I see you playing Tarkov the other day? No, I haven't played that yet. I do play VR Tarkov sometimes. All right. No, I'm not buying calls right now. No. I mean, listen, I mean, again, I'm trying to be on the right side of the whole move, right? We've talked about this on the weekly, and here's my opinion. All right, let me throw this out there as a last thing. This weekly candle needs to make a decision, right? And I'm hoping that that's what we see here by the end of the week. Is this candle has gone red and is down here, which we did fucking bounce off of. So I'm in a position where I'm trying to just be on the right side of the trade. And when we're stuck in range, like we are, or we're in this range underneath what could send us higher into this empty space, or what could send us lower, obviously I try not to pick a buys until something is lost. Now I do have, short on the Qs, but good luck at open today. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, man. I
So you
bought
still got you said you still got your long dated shorts?
not the same. I bought some yesterday.
Oh, so you got a new pair of jorts.
There you go. Yep. All right. Dennis, a lot. My goal is in order for me to feel comfortable, I like to try to at least withdraw 15 bands from my trading account a month, which is pretty low. Uh, I mean, yeah, I've crushed that goal. January, December, November. February has been a pretty good month. A great month actually. I've had a couple of pretty big trades at the beginning of the month. So when did I start trading? About 9-ish years ago, 8, 9 years ago, 6, 7. I don't know. No, it was about 8 or 9 years ago. I didn't start really picking or being serious about it until about the 2 year mark. But yeah, the mistake you made was you took a trade with a bad location based on institution algo levels. I didn't make a mistake. What are you talking about, Alfat the jeweler? No, I love when people try to come in here and teach me. I mean, not that I'm not able to be taught or there's not new things to learn, but that's wild. All right. If you have anything you would like for me to take a look at here this morning, please feel free to drop your request inside of the chat. And so let's see if we can't find an individual equity that looks good. I want to bring up Microsoft, which I did get out of yesterday. That 24-hour candle said no. Was a good entry and a good exit. So risk was, but this one did shoot up, hit that median, and failed. So this one actually is starting to bend down, and underneath the 397, we could be looking at a new low. So how come dog Elon Mars spiked on February 2nd? I have no fucking clue. What the fuck? I have no clue, brother. That is not my cup of tea. Mhm. Yeah, go ahead and drop your request. Yes, you do have to pay taxes. There's ways to get around certain things. Oh, nobody pays their taxes this year, but bad chance. Coin doesn't seem to be. I mean, first of all, when you're offered an opportunity to make a new high and price ends up pulling itself back in, that typically tells me that buyers don't want it at the moment, and you could be looking at a pullback. So when I look at coin, I see a floor here at 159. I see a break over 168.09 in order to go or long. Um, and 160, again, is the psychological numbers previous floor to your left that needs to be lost. The bottom of this green candle, empty space, target would be 155.83. Um, Elf puts? No. Maybe. Now, one of the things, again, that needs to happen in order for anybody to be taking a short is obviously the floor that you reclaim needs to be lost, and you're pretty far away from that. However, this morning, on the lower time frame, right, you do have a range that you're sitting in. I don't like that. Yeah, so you do have a lot of bounces off of that 86.50. So underneath 86.50, you could try, but it's just not a great setup. You could try it for a. It's not a good setup until that triggers. Now I do also see this downtrend here that is trying to break. So if you could lose 86.33, maybe. Just because NQ has range doesn't mean you trade it. The higher probability trade is in the breakout. Alf, what the fuck? Brother, you must be the fucking, you must have, like, everybody must stand around you at parties, dude. You got to be the best. You don't know what's going on, and then you just start jumping, and, like, of course, that my whole strategy is built around looking at areas of consolidation, which NQ or QQQ, I don't know why I'm giving you the time of day, but NQQ and Qs are, yeah, range leads to breakout, expansion, contraction. So I'm trying to see that potential, right? Instead of just ignoring it, I'm looking at it. And I have a great position that I took speculatively off of a rejection of 606 on the fucking money. So I have a great stop loss, good risk. So I'm going to politely, maybe you're giving me time of the day because I have 100K followers. Oh my God, dude, you have a crazy ego I can feel through the internet. No, I didn't even click on your profile.
Fuck.
Here, we'll give you some favor here. Oh, you shill using money. Okay, yeah, so your content is pretty cheap. Hold on, let's see the comment ratio. I don't know, man. That seems a little bit inflated, but all right. I'm glad you have 100,000 followers, and that makes you feel really important, and that you can tell me what I need to be doing. But I do not want your advice, and I absolutely do not care what you say, unless it has something to do with the strategy that I created. Also, this is my fourth profile that I've created, fifth profile, excuse me, that I've created, and all of them have gone over 100K, which means absolutely nothing to me because having followers on the internet is not a cool thing to do. I'm not going to be talking about it on my deathbed. I don't
That
even
being
tell.
said,
Yeah, that being said,
That's his conversation starter. I got 100K followers.
yeah, dude, like, okay, cool, bud. I hope that gets you
good
a
for you.
girlfriend,
That's
a wife,
great.
whatever.
So Potter, on these, I'm getting back to the queues again.
No,
What's
it's okay.
stopping us from going down to 597? I mean,
597.
for me,
It's just the gap that you're just the psychological number of 600 without a catalyst is going to bounce. So if we shoot down there right at the bell, then we're going to probably see a great deal of chop.
yeah.
So,
I mean, I heard you say the chop has come. Maybe chop. I don't want to get involved with that.
yeah, I mean, well, again, if you, and we talked about this yesterday, if you wait for the break, what I'm doing right now, I feel is with the risk that I have is, I mean, it's low risk. It either works or it doesn't. The trigger is really, really close in front of us, but it is that wick, that $600.78 that we would need to trigger. Get rid of this trend. I don't know why my trend lines are here, but that's what needs to happen in order for us to continue pushing down. Without a catalyst, I assume we stay in range, which means we'll find a bounce at that 600 or 597 level. So
60178. All right, thanks.
yeah. Let's see. Does your chart automatically put those boxes for any ticker for you? No, I draw them. Everyone has different strategies, bro. As long as it works for you, it's good. Yeah, that's why I'm not paying attention to what you're saying. After you just tried to tell me what to do 2 times because you have 100,000 followers. So, anyway, JPM down. God, I would never be friends with somebody like that in real life. Just such a weird people. I mean, we do live
Looking
in
for
society.
attention, bro. Negative or positive.
Yeah, I guess.
It's okay to be weird.
It's okay to be weird, but not that kind of weird, man.
Dude, you start charging
Yo.
for like psychiatric help. An extra $5 a month.
I mean, it does give people this inflated sense of ego, as if they're some sort of celebrity.
Bro said those chicken fingers look good.
Yeah. So real quick on JPM, I mean, first of all, this is a nightmare. I'm not exactly sure what you're looking at for this setup. It's god awful, but with rejections overhead at that 314 level, and I mean where you're rejecting now, again, nothing. I can't really say that this is short. I mean, this is a terrible fucking chart. It is the worst chart I've ever seen in my life. Oops, sorry, bad word. What is this? Are you giving me a sticker? Hurry up. What? And on my face. Okay. All right. Little stickers on my face. There you go. Take. All right. Go ahead. Hurry up. One more. Okay. Oh, thank you. All right. Give me a hug and a kiss.
Gotta keep those on for a whole year.
I gotta keep these on. That's me, but really strong. She said that's not how you look. You know what, Ellie? That's the goal, okay? God, dog. Gotta keep that on there now. All right. Yeah, it's a terrible setup. CRS, 24-hour time frame. So let me know what direction you're looking at. Now, this one is at all-time highs, so just for anybody who's new, I will not be able to give you anything at all-time highs. I do not have a strategy that has an edge at all-time highs. I do not take trades into all-time highs typically, unless TTI says it looks good. Because he's the only trader that I know that does that. But with that being said, you are in a area of consolidation. Looks like that the 365.50 floor, but that's only preparing you for what could be a potential retest and gap fill at 349. So yeah, I got the stickers, baby. It's a donut kitty cat or something like that. I'm just getting into trading. Where should I start, or who should I watch to learn? Well, I'm not ever gonna. I mean, there's nobody that I recommend other than the Trading Initiative, which everybody should watch. He's a great educator. You know, even if he doesn't apply to your strategy, some of the concepts that he teaches are great. Personally, obviously, I don't believe in any other strategy but my own that I created, and all of my information can be found for free on my YouTube channel, and that is a great place to start. Do I trade earnings? Yeah, if it's a great setup. If it's a great setup, then absolutely. Damn, Potter, I'm jealous. What, of the stickers on my face? Phantom trades? Are you talking about trade phantoms? I don't fuck with him. I don't like that guy. I don't like the trade phantoms. He asked me to collaborate with him one time, and I told him no because I didn't like what he was doing. And he treated me like a villain. And I just told him straight up. I mean, like, I'm not a super nice to other creators, but I told him straight up. I was like, yeah, I'm not participating in that bullshit. Yeah, yeah, but I wouldn't expect me to be friends with whatever creator you have. I'm not here for that. Me either, but the risk management. I mean, it might be. It might be. Let's see here. Matt with the trade brigade. Stay away from ADT, J Diamond, and Alex Trades. There you go. Am I playing Lou? Uh, yeah, that could be a good setup. Right now you have an overhead resistance that matches at 211.32. That candle open right there. And there is a great setup to retest that floor at 220, but you're going to have to do this on a lower time frame where my strategy again reveals itself. You have a box directly up above you. That's what you're hitting. Let's see here. So maybe a little retest. So again, I teach this lesson a lot. When you build a box underneath one, a lot of the times you don't have enough volume to get up there. So you'll come back and you'll utilize this box to punch through later on. So the hope would be that if you do pull back this morning, you pull back here and then sideways and then up and out. And that target would be pretty priced in if you stay in there. Yeah, I invest in crypto. Yeah. So really quickly, just to recap what I was talking about on the cues today, you know, again, we don't have a catalyst. We do have, and I mean, the plain and simple answer here is you are in range. 3, 4 candles side by side. So I mean, and you know, on average, it could be 3 to 5 candles that stay in range, but we are in range. And at the moment, right, there is a shorter sentiment because of our candle close and shutdown over 605.84. However, if that is broken today, I would absolutely, on a lower time frame, expect a retest. So look at this right here, punch through this box and retest 608. Now, if this box is pushed through and moved through, you do have more opportunities to the upside at 611.41. So if this does launch itself out by some chance, that's where I'd be looking at. Y'all know we're about to be at war with Iran, right? Stocks are not it. What are you talking about? I'm going to make a bag off of that. Unfortunately, I mean, that's probably one of the darkest things I've ever said, but no, I can make a lot of money off of that, Chris. Who told you that to stay away from the stock market because of war?
His other guru.
Maybe. crazy what people be learning. All right, Lulu. Now, yesterday we were watching this one pretty hot, and I needed to see that candle close above. I said that it would probably be a better day trade, and lo and behold, we are not open up above that. We're actually right up against it, so kind of looking at a potential pullback and then punch over. So keep this one on the radar today. It does have a good trade up to 187. I do like that. It's not a big one, but it is a decent setup. Lulu contracts pay pretty well. You do have 2 rotations off the floor, 2 off the top, 3 off the top actually. So yes, we are and can be looking for a orb breakout on Lulu, and I'll set an alert at pre-market or at that high of at 180.168. Historically, the market does well. Yeah, war is. I mean, we're dealing with one of the darkest, and I mean the stock market. When people lose their jobs, the stock market goes up, or those particular tickers. When Meta does a massive cut or Amazon cuts workers, price goes up because people are thinking about the bottom line. And if there's less employees to pay, right, that's more money, more value for stockholders. So what is bad is good. And that's why the stock market itself could die and society would probably flourish, but, you know, whatever. And this is a good time to ask, what are you doing to increase shareholder value today? Make sure that you connect with your share value associate and find that out. All right. Now give me a direction. If you guys are looking, nobody on Discord seems to have any requests here this morning, which is fine. But if you have anything else that you want me to take a look at, do I trade Boeing when Boeing is set up well, which honestly, Boeing's tension right now is top notch. As far as compression or contraction and expansion, you have the contraction. So you should be awaiting the expansion for sure. I will say, I mean, this right here is glaring. There could be a little short play there. The longer you sit in this range, though, the further you go. 4 hour. Yep. 2 hour. Please let me know what direction you are looking at said stock in.
Potter, help me out real quick.
Mm-hmm.
On Lulu. Let me see where you're going off the 181.68. Let me see that wick.
I've never had anybody say that to me. All right, let's see here.
I only see wicks at that point.
Where? At the highs right here?
On the 4 hour, I'm sorry.
On the 4 hour. No, you're okay. You're all right, man. Don't apologize. What are you apologizing for? 2 hour time frame, 1 hour time frame. Okay, so I mean, which wicks are you referring to? You talking about these ones over here?
No, because I only see wicks at around that 181.70, 181.68. Like I don't see like a can like you're using like a cost base of a candle somewhere to get that 181.68.
No, that was actually I'm just looking at this candle right here, this open candle right there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you can look at it on the 30-minute for sure and box it up. You could look at it that way. So, right. Which direction? Okay. When you drop a request on TikTok, please let me know up or down. Thank you. Open door there's a punch down right here underneath 460. There's a punch down, loss of 455, and you actually have a kick-ass play to the downside. As far as any upside potential, that's there too. But you got to be, that's not good. That was an important level that you needed to break, and you rejected it pretty hard at 475. So that is now your trigger to the upside for a target of 493. But until that happens, again, you have a trigger underneath you as well. IWM down. So I was just talking about this. I suspect that IWM in the next coming days or next week will have a big move. Again, we're looking at a 24-hour and weekly range. Again, if you do not know this, right, it's after compression or contraction comes expansion. And I suspect that is exactly what we're looking at here on IWM. And it is time to start watching, start paying attention. Now, to that point, right, to the upside, that's a different story. To the upside, we have basically the wick and all-time highs at 275. To the downside, which would be under 258.40 on the weekly, you have a target down of 254.96. If you move that down to the 24-hour time frame, right, you could possibly look for a little bit, because we're looking at a new low, more than likely. That being said, right, if this does end up laking down and losing 259, there's a target of 257. And then at that point, you're looking at empty space in the most recent price action and cost basis. So yeah, it would be 253.85 and 251 potentially. So need a little extra help this month. DM Faith, stay blessed. Larry Briggs, you're a terrible person. Even though that's probably not your name. Preying on people who really need the help the most, who would be desperate enough to actually reach out to you. And that's your job. That's what you were born on this earth to do, is to take, and take from other people. That's crazy. All right, I just like to beat them down a little bit emotionally before I block them. All right, CRWV. Nope. Hold on, let me see. YM. Dude, every time I say something to scammers, I get the bullying and harassment. You know what, TikTok? Go fuck yourself. Good God. That is why I get banned. All right.
It's a full moon, you know.
I can feel it. Damn, dude. So this thing is they are forcing price to stay underneath that 49.8, and you do have a signal down under 49. 49250. Jesus Christ, I couldn't read the number out. 49K break. 50% of that box would be the breakdown. So that is, again, going to lead you directly to that floor, which is simultaneously cost basis. So you're literally stuck right now under that 49.8, and it is above 40 or 50K that you would probably see any sort of upside. But right now you're stuck. Yeah. ONDS up. That's terrible. Okay, so that period, end of story, 1135 is the upside move. However, there's nothing but heavy. Well, no, you know what? Hold on. Now that I'm on the 4 hour, there is a little pocket of empty space. So above 1150, you could take this into the 12 or 22 area. However, with these sort of setups that do not have empty space, I do not have a real edge with that. And it is listen, when you see something like this, and I think one of the stocks that comes to mind is Affirm. I believe had a similar setup like that. I don't know how the fuck I remember this shit, but I do. It's not relevant anymore. But yeah, you had a similar setup right here, right? But a lot of heavy overhead. You did have some empty space, and it was a catalyst like earnings that drove price through it. So you kind of, when you have all that volume, a catalyst is your best friend. All right. ER is next Tuesday. Do I close out the same day? Not always. How come you didn't like the uptrend channel for IWM? I don't know why I see that more than the downtrend. Hold on, let me look. Why didn't I not like the uptrend channel? It's not actually, I mean, it's coming off of basically like this. Oops. And I've just, again, that's It's not that I don't like it. I just don't know how relevant it is at the moment. Um, I mean, it's there. It's there. I just I would say the overall heavier trend is probably overhead. But again, the channels have very little to do with. I'm just looking for control, and at this point, yeah, you could say that control is coming from both sides, and we're just waiting to see who wins. All right, so let's look at CRWV, which has earnings now 24. Yeah, TikTok, I'm going to restart my live here in just a second. I mean, I'm going to be real with you. I don't see a good setup, right? That's not what I don't, and that doesn't mean it doesn't move, but I do not see a good setup. But the only target I could give you off of this is obviously 113. There is empty space all the way to 131. The downside seems a little bit lackluster since you're propped up where you are. That's not a box, it's a range, but anything underneath 85, and I mean, I would just be looking at the low. This is just not a great setup for earnings. I mean, it's just not. I mean, there's, again, the empty space in front of you up to 112. That could make your life easier taking it up there. But, you know, in terms of just clear empty space, it's not as clear, so. Restarting the live. All right, give me 2 seconds, guys. The restroom. you serious, dude? Are you really sitting in my chair? Peyton, your cat thinks he's me. Get out of here, dude. Eviction. Oh, all right. All right. We're back on. That's fucking funny. All right. Oh. Well, all right. So let's take a look at Amazon real quick. Um, I mean, first of all, your building range, right? I mean, that's super duper clear. You do have a gap down at 201, and again, look at where you're rejecting, right? It's going to tell you what you need to know. That 206.93, that is your floor over to your left. And again, this is where trading becomes difficult because you just have nothing but structure up in front of you, and without market movement or sponsorship, that makes trading in these ranges a lot more difficult. That being said, 202.90 would be an area that you could start to look for that short. You have, I guess, actually tapped that gap. Right here at 205.50 will also simultaneously be another area. But as you can tell, this is kind of a confusing setup. There's not really, yeah, it's just not there. We need strong price action to drive this up into this upper shelf, if you will. Yeah, I had to restrain. Are the majority of my trades in options or in shares? In options, but they're a great deal of trades that I take that are like that. Jesus Christ, dude. I just got my fucking power bill. It's a fucking $1,000.
God, I was about to say 500.
It's $1,000, dude.
Are you with Georgia
Brother.
Power?
Yes, I'm with Georgia Power, dude.
Man,
I was like, you
Anybody,
need to get you some
bro.
satellite dishes.
Anybody
some
work-
solar panels.
dude, I need to start getting these kids
But
on
it's from being on the
Hamster.
computer all the time too. Like I notice the days that I'm trading, like especially if I'm on vacation, the more I'm at the computer, the higher my power bill goes. They draw a lot of energy.
Dude, I have sitting on my desk, I've got 3 monitors, a camera, a light, my massive PC, which does draw a ton of power, a PS3, and then my desk plugs into the wall as well because it's a rising desk. I've got a mini fridge in here and some lights
Jesus
and
Christ.
stuff. So,
And an espresso machine.
and an espresso machine, yeah. So I mean, what am I
So
bitching about? I
basically,
guess. Yeah, what am I bitching about?
$700 in your office and the 300 is the rest of the house.
Probably, yeah. It was really cold this month, so we had the heater blasting. So, can I get solar panels? I gotta get this fucking pine tree out of my yard first before I can get solar panels. This pine, I don't know what the fuck whoever built this house. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. They planted a pine tree plumb slap in dead center in the middle of the yard. So when you look at my house from the street, you can't even see my front door. You just see a giant tree cutting my house in half. It drives me nuts, but I've been trying to get a better price on this tree. I kind of
Find you a wand to do it.
yeah, I've also just kind of been putting it off for no reason. Well, they were trying to give me. There was like 2 companies that gave me some like ridiculous price, and I was like, dude, I'll fucking chop it down. Somehow I was like, you know what, my method would be, climb to the top, shove a long metal pole into the top of the tree, and let lightning take care of it. Anyway, I'm a naturalist, you know.
Okay, Ben Frank.
Hey. Bro just needs a restroom in his room, and I'd never leave. I give my family one light bulb, they carry it with them. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's funny. IWM. So I want to be clear here. All right, let me be clear. So we listen. I want to, yeah, I want to elaborate on what today is, and bring this back into focus. Do we, right, have a punch down yet? No.
No.
Have we lost any major floors? Nope. Have we triggered anything? Also, no. So if you are planning on making your dreams come true today, it better be because something actually triggers. Nothing in front of me right now has, at least right now, has a setup that I like. Now, I see, and this is why I'm here today, I see the potential. Damn, Netflix kind of would look good if the cues would rip. I see the potential, right, above and below on things like the cues. I need to talk to you offline. What is the best way? Just DM me. Make sure you're DMing this page. Also, I will never DM you, message you about crypto or anything like that. Now, again, like I said, I do see the potential for both sides, right? Especially where we're bouncing here in pre-market. We got empty space up to 605, up to 608. So there is, right, with a punch over 605.85, a absolutely, you know, real setup to the upside. It's lower time frame, day trading setup only. But yeah, I mean, this is something where we have a lot of work to do unless we can get, you know, if Trump says some dumb shit, which I mean, that's damn near guaranteed, but, you know, depending on the stupidity of it, that would, you know, help us kind of receive the fuel that we need to get out of up and out of this range. So that's it, right? You know, we do have a channel. There is a pullback into that 597.81 that I'm looking at potentially, and that would make for a decent trade. But as far as a higher time frame break of range, so let me just last icing on the cake. When IWM breaks this range, if you have a small account, you could probably make more in 2 to 3 days off this break of whatever direction it chooses to go. You could make twice, 5 times as much trading out of the range as you could in it. Now, if you are trying to take a speculative position because something is triggering, okay, right? I'm not going to argue that. 590, 259.57 could be a potential target for IWM today if we did see a drop out of the shelf underneath 261.50, which is also equally important across the board. So if you're expecting waterfalls, this is not the place typically that we find it without a catalyst. So, and us, you know, threatening Iran for Israel, I know nobody else said that, but I'll say it. That is, you know, something that it's almost falling into the category of taco. We'll see it when we believe it, and the market will respond accordingly. So, Principal Patterson, yes. Yes. Hell yeah. You know, I just wanted to throw this out there, Principal Patterson. If you, and again, I've put this offer out recently to a couple of schools. Obviously the one that my son goes to, but I am always willing to teach the youth. Whether that's high school, obviously, you know, kindergartners and stuff like that. But if you ever wanted anything like that, you let me know. I'd be happy to, especially if you are, you know, high school or middle school level. I don't think I could travel there, but I, you know, remotely. I'd be more than happy. You know, and I wouldn't be going off on like options and stuff like I would teach them what that is, but as far as like the stock market itself and what it is and how we track it using technical analysis and fundamental. I'm not a fundamentalist, but I do know what people do in order to do that. So I'm a consultant for districts across the country. Are you really? Well, throw it out there. I will never. Yeah, I teach the kids, man. All right, PLTR to the downside. I Google you? Okay, I will Google you. Let me click on your page and save your page. All right. I'll check you out after this. That's when you know it's serious when I say Google me. It should be a required class. Yeah, I think that kids should have access to at least at minimum a strategy for investing. Putting their money into places, and I mean they could actually, again, I know that I'm just a nobody kind of, day trader, but it's like as far as investing goes, I'd take this shit to the top. I'd take this strategy to the top. It works really well. Especially if I owned a fund and it was just I wasn't playing options. I feel like I could have maybe the easiest job in the world.
It's one of the few good things he did, huh?
Who?
Trump.
What?
The investment accounts, tax free.
Oh yeah. I was not sure what you were referencing.
My bad.
Government does not want everybody to be successful, gang. Yeah, I know that. I am well aware. But if you teach people how to break into rich people's savings account and extract funds, then I know it's far-fetched, but maybe everybody could figure, or at least more people. A firm down looks like a punch down on lower time frames. So this was I'm not sure if I'm going to call it a box. And yes, this is where you would be looking at 46.22 and a target of 42.60. Right there. My son enjoys trading. He has his own account. I would sign him up for an online course with you. I mean, Monica, if you did it, then you could just have him do it with you. There's a good many people in here. I know D Train's son is in here. There's a bunch of people who have their kids in here too. So. All right, it is 9:10 again today. Observation City, baby. If you guys have anything else you would like for me to take a look at, bring back the morning ETF videos breakdown. Oh yeah. Maybe I will do that. It is on YouTube though. If anybody wants to hop over there, you can go rewind back and see my ETF analysis. Just wanted to say I appreciate you, Potter. Thanks, Liz. I appreciate that. I appreciate you appreciating me. I'm not good at taking compliments. I'm working on it. All right, what else do we got here? CR Circle Equity. Man, what a chill little jam here, dude. Am I gonna dye my hair? No. Do I read the YouTube chat? Yeah, I'm reading it. Upside. That's not bad. You can trade before turning 18. Are you asking me or are you telling me? Because yes, you can. That's what you're looking for. So you got it. You got it. I got to take my daughter's stickers off. Don't tell her. Adorable. Is this options? Yes, it is. Today, people are going to get clapped. That is something that I just unfortunately know. You know, obviously, especially people outside of this, but there's going to be some clapping cheeks that for sure happens with the way that we're set up on the ETFs this morning. So, MOH, a lot of empty space, but this 153, that is the creme de la creme of breaking or continuing moving forward. Now you've already punched through a box to your left, which is going to serve, oof, and that is exactly where you're sitting right now. So the next overhead target would be 145.50 over to our yesterday's high. It swings between yeah, I have and you know, on SNDK, what I've let it, I've had a couple of people bring this one up to me. It does look good, especially with I mean, it losing its floor. There's a pretty solid trade down to the top of that range, and potentially 40 or 504, excuse me. However, right now, and one of the key things that I see here, again, this box was punched through. So you have returned through cost basis and the floor, which is where you need to fall. However, you're stacked up right up against where you could go and try and break back up. However, right, there is a range. So you would need to get up and out of 624.60 in order to try to get this break to happen. 640 would be a potential target there as well. But ultimately, if the empty space, and there's a lot of ifs happening right now, but this is why we're here, I think, today, is to watch, to pay attention to what price it does. Because we're getting very close, like I said, with these ETFs looking to break. And if all three of them waterfall, we should expect a lot of these setups to pull back. So now, with that being said, underneath 589.55, that's where you could fill that empty space back up and potentially see a breakdown. So greetings following fellow traders. Okay. Thanks for the follow. Yeah. How much do you need to start trading options? 50 to 100 bucks. Your goal is not to make money if you're just starting out. I say this every single time, and a lot of people get deterred. They're like, "Oh, well, what the fuck are you talking about?" But like, you have to nail down a strategy. That is how you're going to be able to keep doing this forever. And it's like, dude, dedicate 6 months to a year to learning this, and you have it forever. And you can refine it to whatever fits your criteria. Can I replay this YouTube, or I have to wait till later? No, you can replay this on YouTube. No, I'm not. I won't be on the bell. No, just in the Discord. Am I thinking a big move today? Right now, my eyes are, and I'm okay with being wrong. But yes, I'm waiting on a 602 trigger to fire down to the gap of 600 with a potential target today around 597. But I am, again, also aware of the potential setups to the upside. So I punched through this box over here overhead at 604.94, and 605.86 would lead us likely to 608. And also, if we are going to go down today, what do we want to do? We want to touch that sell wall and drive price back down. What's the first thing that you should learn? That you should learn? the first thing that you should learn is obviously strategy. You know, if you don't have any money in the game, when you're doing that, you know, eventually you're going to have to learn risk management. You need to learn candlesticks. I mean, there's a lot. You need to have a good brokerage. You need to have a trade tracking app or trading view. With extended hours data on. My YouTube channel has a bunch of things that you can go and look at there. But when you're first starting out, right, there's a laundry list of things that you're going to have to learn, like candlesticks and charts and after hours and you know what options do and all that good shit. But what's really everybody can learn that. Okay, everybody on this planet, motherfucking Earth, can learn that. I don't care if you're blind. I'll draw the candles for you with Braille, or Braille, excuse me. But anybody can learn that, right? It's the strategy that's the most important. Like, you shouldn't be intimidated by just looking at the chart and being like, I just need to learn what these candles are telling me. But yeah. Also, yeah, stay away from Alex Trades. There you go. Tap your screen if you guys are on TikTok. But just, you know what? I'm going to say this again. If you are trying to learn, immerse yourself in the unknown, okay? And this is not just trading advice. This is everything, anything that if you feel like that's what you want to learn, I think that, I mean, I'm just throwing this out there. When people speak Spanish around me, I learn more Spanish, right? When I'm immersed in a different environment where what I'm familiar with is not available, I have to create new neural pathways inside of my brain, and it helps me learn. And so I tell people, immerse yourself in what you don't know and just watch. Write down the things that you don't understand. Ask questions. If you don't ask questions, that's not going to help at all. But yeah, that's it. Would 285 be a good target for IWM? Or 258, I'm sorry. You see how the dyslexia kicks in right there? Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna shoot for 258, brother, you might as well shoot for fucking 257.50 and runners possibly going into 255. But if you're saying today, right now I have two targets. I have a target of 261.50, hold on one second, 260.80, and then final third target would be 259.71 if we do see price driving down. So yeah. Been doing this since August. I also have a traumatic brain injury, but I'm finally making gains. Let's fucking go. Absolutely, that anybody can learn. Everybody can learn, man. Could you check shop? Which direction are you looking at it? I'm not take requests from those who tell me which direction they're looking at it. I want to see what you're looking for. All I can say about Shopify though is you are in this nasty wide range on the 24-hour. Oof, that makes life a little weird. Okay, so there's nothing really but empty space up above you, but it is in fact inside of a wide range. Now, where did you tap off of here? Virtually nowhere. What's underneath you? That's what you're about to leak underneath. If you fall and lose that, you would have a 118.21 target and 116.50. There is an opportunity possibly to the upside, and that target would be 126.28 first, which isn't very far away, but in order to fill all of that up, that's what would need to happen. Yeah, 25% off yearly. PayPal. I'm a little salty on that one. I missed a pretty solid trade on. Actually, I missed two solid trades on that one. So just goes to show you, I'm a human too. Pretty occupied with other setups, so couldn't be in more places than once. But PayPal is in a perfect little box, two off the top, two off the bottom. So we could be looking at a third rotation on this stock if we are unable to go and break outside of yesterday's high at 41.75. If we are able to do that, you would have a first overhead target at Yeah, 42.35. So over 41.71, you're looking at a 42.36 target above. Now, with all of this empty space, life can get a little weird, and you're going to have to go over and you're going to have to look at what is holding you down. 43.50 and 44.17. Now, you are still fighting that box. So you need to get up and out of there. Otherwise, this could be a nasty retest. One second. Yay for my chart. Good. Good. All right. Let's see here. Walmart to the upside. Did it hit earnings last night, didn't it? Was it last night or today? No shit. Wow. Who asked me about this one?
I asked yesterday.
Bro, that shit's wild, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't trade it, but
All of those people.
All of those people. That's exactly what we saw too. We were like, yo, it's just gonna wick down in that empty space and then could bounce right the fuck back up. Wow. Wow. So to the upside, I mean, it is possible. Yes. In the most recent price action, you have a floor reclaimed. So let's track that. Hello. Hi. What happened?
Harold.
What happened? I mean, I was punching your calves in your sleep. Yeah, what happened? Peyton has bruises on her, like 2 bruises on the back of her calves. Well, remember you ran into the thing? Damn.
Oh, the old ran into the thing again. All right.
So I don't know what that's from, baby. All right.
You got a wife beater shirt?
Do I have a wife beater shirt? No wife beater shirts. You have a wife beater shirt? Put it on then. Because I cut the holes out of the nipples. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Don't beat me. All right. Bye, baby. I love you. Resume. Sat on a bar chair. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So, yo, 2 girls literally said, okay, Regina George. Oh, that's amazing. All right, it is 9:25. TikTok and Discord, or TikTok and YouTube. This is where I bid you farewell. Good luck today. You can check out the Discord monthly if you'd like, but otherwise, I mean, today's setup is super duper crazy. But I will see you guys at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. Peace out. I did do the main indexes. If you want to watch any of the analysis back, you can go watch my YouTube channel. All right, peace out, guys. I'll see you a little bit. 2:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Hey Potter, could you help me out with some thought process on the IWM?